Back to Hollie Huges, former Liberal Senator, and Angus Taylor, critic, who was speaking to us a little earlier. I just want to pick up, Hollie Huges, on what you were mentioning earlier about you think Angus Taylor lacks conviction on policy. Just explain to us what makes you say that, because of course his supporters are saying that no, he's strong and decisive and he's a Howard Costello economic mould type of guy. Where do you think it's unclear where Angus Taylor stands?
Well, he was the energy minister pushing renewables and the whole net zero plan, and now all of a sudden he's missed a conviction against net zero. He was shadow treasurer who's apparently committed to improving Australians' standard of living and giving them a better life, yet went to the election last year with higher taxes for Australians. And I mean, it's just all over the show. Remember, Jane and Angus were also the two lead members of the Shadow Expenditure Review Committee, which came under a lot of criticism after the election, and disastrous election it was, that so many policies weren't released, but they had been submitted to the Shadow Expenditure Review Committee, and they just seemed to disappear into a black hole. So when you're talking about this is a big policy framework that's going to come out, well, look, I hope I'm pleasantly surprised and that's what actually occurs. But if history is going to repeat itself, I'm not sure I'd be holding my breath. I think there's also, you've got to keep in mind, there'll be people that are being dumped from the front bench as he needs to reward, and he will be rewarding, no doubt, if you listen to the rhetoric of some of his supporters over the last couple of days. I don't think this is potentially the end for the Liberal Party's party instructions, the way that Susan was undermined from day one. You know, if I was Angus, I'd be thinking, well, I wonder if I'm going to get the same loyalty and support that I showed to Susan.
Hollie Huges, look, appreciate your thoughts this morning as this news unfolds. Thanks so much for joining us. Look, just to confirm as well that Susan Lee will be addressing the media at some point